We've already driven the Alfa 4C in Italy, and so we already know just how lovely it is. With a carbon fibre tub and a lightweight mid-engine chassis, it's as agile as it is beautiful. And thanks to a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces a deliciously noisy 237 bhp, aided in this case by a sports exhaust system, it also goes and sounds as good as it looks. This is the first time we've driven it in the UK though, so we still didn't know exactly what to expect from the 4C. Would its non-power assisted steering system respond as sweetly as it had in Turin, for example? Would its suspension be able to cope with the rigours of a Welsh B-road? And how might it compare to its more obvious rivals at the £50,000 mark back here in the UK? We spent 2 days with the car in Wales, and we came away mostly smitten with it. But then inevitably we went to the track with it, just to see what it could really do. And as you can see, we lined it up beside 2 of the very best drivers' cars that sensible money can buy. This is what happened next.
If you're going to drive a car like this, you've got to drive it on a track just to really see what happens, see what it can do, just a little bit beyond the limit, which you can't really do on the road, can you? Let's face it. I've got the traction control off, and instantly there is quite a lot of understeer. This track's drying at the moment, so it's kind of patchy, and the dry bits, the front end is right there, but as soon as you get onto a little wet bit, the nose just wants to wash out, and it's mildly terrifying actually, because you just have this half a second where you think, am I actually just going to go straight on in this corner and not stop, and then just go bumbling across the grass and eventually hit something? You don't. The front end is kind of 60% there, but what you are aware of all the time is that all the grip is at the back. The gearbox works quite well on the track. What doesn't work so well is all the lag that you've got. You can deal with it on the road because you short shift and you're not wanting instant poke all the time on the road, but on the track you've just got this half to second delay when you put your foot down, you want it to go and it doesn't quite go. It's pretty good though, it is pretty good. I'll tell you what, the brakes are really good too, really good. I'm not sure about the steering, it's accurate, it's precise, but there's no great level of feel through the helm.
We brought the Cayman along because it remains the reference point when it comes to mid-engine cars at this price level. And we invited the GT86 because, despite costing many thousands of pounds less than the 4C, it's still one of the most fun cars that pretty much any money can buy. To better it on this track, the 4C would need to be something very special indeed.
The back end of that thing just looks like it wants to go sideways through every corner at every second. Here we go. Oh my word. Something tells me he's having a little bit more fun than I am here. I want to be in that car. What you categorically can never do in the Alfa is stuff like that. And I know it's not particularly relevant, but I mean, the fact that you can is just You know, it matters. It matters. The GT86 just hits that incredible sweet spot of having not very much grip at all, let's face it, as you can see, and having just enough performance and being just affordable enough to make you think, well, do I really need to spend any more money at any price to have more fun? And I just don't think you do. I mean, you climb out of this car on a track like this, just grinning from ear to ear. So this is the really big question that the 4C has to answer. This is the key bit of opposition that it has to beat. The Porsche Cayman. Bit of understeer, like we had in the Alfa, but nowhere near as much. You see, you turn in the Porsche and it's all there. It's all there immediately. And I could be pretty much flat out through that corner, whereas in the Alfa I was having to be quite circumspect. You can lean on the back end of the Porsche a lot more than you can in the Alfa, and it stops well too. Can't quite get on the power properly there, but I can get on the power sooner than you could in the Alfa. I think the Porsche's gearbox is definitely that little bit crisper and more alert than the Alfa's. Big thing you notice, two things about the engine. One, fantastic exhaust note. Two, instant throttle response. You get the exhaust note in the Alfa, but you do not get the response. And it's absolutely lovely in the Porsche. I prefer the way the back end in the Porsche feels. You just feel like you are nestled right over the rear axle. You know exactly what the rear axle's doing, and you know what the front axle's doing. In the Alfa, I've got complete trust in the Alfa's rear end. I do not have trust in the Alfa's front end. So, conclusion, which is better? Alfa, 4C, Porsche Cayman, or Toyota GT86? Well look, the GT86 is easily the most fun to hoon around in on a circuit like this, no question. But the real competition is between the Cayman and the Alfa. The Alfa's a really good car, a really, really good car, and some things it does brilliantly. One of which, the main one of which, is how it looks. It looks brilliant, it really does. But, I'm afraid, in the end, it ain't no Cayman, it really isn't. This Porsche does things that the Alfa can't dream of doing, and it just feels friendlier and more expensive, and just a better sports car overall, I think. Very nice try, Alfa, and I'm sure, you know, the 3,500 people that will buy one of those things will be absolutely chuffed to bits with it. But if you really put your sensible hat on and asked which is the best car, it's the Cayman. That's it. The end.